Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda. I'm so glad you're here. If you have not been here for any of these Goodreads series, I'm back for one more. These are the horror books of summer and I'm so excited about them. So let's just get right in. We have Silver Nitrate. Silvia Moreno Garcia is one of my absolute yes favorites, and so that goes into the yes category immediately. We have Her Little Flowers. Don't know anything about it. We have The Beast You Are. Paul Tremblay is somebody that I have had on my list for a while that I thought I might want to read, but I have not read any books by them. The Salt Grows Heavy. Oh, wow. 19 Claws and a Black Bird. Now, I tried to read Tender is the Flesh by this author, and I did not make it. So we'll have to see how it goes. Looking Glass Sound by Catriona Ward. People talk about her a lot, and I have not read anything by Catriona yet. Vampires of El Norte, Mr. Magic, Dead 11, Maeve Fly, Night's Edge, Everything the Darkness Eats, At the End of Every Day, Camp Damascus, The Handyman Method, Burn the Negative, The Militia House, and Delicate Condition. Okay, there are 18 books on this list. I have not read any of them. None of them are another, like, in a series or anything like that. So let's see which ones I want to read. I already know, like I said, Silver Nitrate is going at the top because of the author. I've really liked the things that I have read from her before. I have not read everything she's written, but okay. This one says, it's a meld of Mexican horror movies and Nazi occultism, a dark thriller about the curse that haunts a legendary lost film and awakens one woman's hidden powers. Oh, I'm kind of scared about that, but I like the cover, how the eyes are and the stuff around them that they're peeking out through the thing. That is so cool. Anyway, that's in my yes. That is in my yes. Her Little Flowers. Frances Thwaite has lived all her 55 years in her family's ancestral home, a rambling Elizabethan manor in England's Lake District. No other living soul resides there, but Francine isn't alone. There are ghosts in Thwaite Manor, harmless and familiar. Most beloved is Bree, the mischievous ghost girl who has been Francine's companion since childhood. And then her sister comes back, and apparently lots of things change. I love the cover of this with the colors in the flowers up front and the black and white photo behind it. That is such a cool cover. I'm going to say no on this. I don't want to handle, I don't want to deal with that. With the emotions that the whole sister stuff is going to bring back. Now we have Paul Tremblay. And like I said, I haven't read anything by him, but this is apparently a series of stories. He wrote The Pallbearers Club, A Head Full of Ghosts, and The Cabin at the End of the World. I think I have The Cabin at the End of the World, but I haven't read it yet. So it has 15 stories in this. Are all monsters of a kind, ready to loudly and lovingly smash through your head and into your heart. So they're all monsters of some kind in this book. A masterpiece of literary horror and psychological suspense, The Beast You Are is a fearlessly imagined collection from one of the most electrifying and innovative writers working today. Wow. Okay, I wasn't going to add any short story collections, but this is going in the maybe pile because it sounds good. The Salt Grows Heavy, Cassandra Call. A razor-sharp and bewitching fairy tale of discovering the darkness in the world and the darkness within oneself. I like this cover. My son is obsessed with plague doctors, and so the fact that this has like a plague doctor mask on the front is very cool. You may think you know how the fairy tale goes. A mermaid comes ashore and weds the prince. But what the fable forgets is that mermaids have teeth, and now her daughters have devoured the kingdom and burned it to ashes. Wow. This is also just a novella, 112 pages, so if this is something that sounds good, I think that you should say yes. I, however, am going to pass on it. 19 Claws and a Blackbird. This is also stories, and it's by, Tender is the Flesh person. 19 brutal, darkly funny short stories. Take our deepest fears and through our most disturbing fantasies. I'm gonna go no on this one. I'm gonna pass on it. Looking Glass Sound, a newest, twisty psychological horror novel from Catriona Ward, the international best-selling author of The Last House on Needless Street, which that's the one that I own, but I haven't read it yet. So, in Maine, Wilder Harlow begins the last book he will ever write. It's the story of his childhood summer companion and the killer that stalked the small New England town. Wow. Okay, I'm going with yes. This sounds good to me. Vampires of El Norte. Okay. Vampires and vaqueros face off on the Texas-Mexico border in this supernatural western from the author of The Hacienda. Wow. 1840s Mexico. They fight. Vampires. That sounds really good, right? I'm kind of scared of vampire books. I'm putting this in my maybe pile, but I'm putting it at the top of the maybes. Okay, top of the maybes. Mr. Magic. I love the cover. Oh. I didn't say this, but this cover is very cool. I love the dress. I love the cacti and the lightning. Looks awesome. This one I love. I love this pink color, and I love how the TV is melting. Cool. Who is Mr. Magic? Former child stars reunite to uncover the tragedy that ended their show and discover the secret of its enigmatic host in this dark supernatural thriller. She also wrote Hyde, it looks like, which I didn't read, but I saw a lot of people were really liking it. So I'm going to say yes. Even though I'm kind of scared. I love the cover of this one as well. This like ripped VHS tape, Dead 11. On a creepy island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994, a newcomer arrives, hoping to learn the truth about her son's death, but finds herself pulled deeper and deeper into the bizarrely insular community and their complicated rules. Wow. She finds Clifford Island written on the floor of her deceased son's bedroom. She's never heard of it before, but she soon learns it's a tiny island off of Wisconsin's Door County Peninsula, 200 miles from her home. Why would her son write this on the floor? She sets off for the island. Everyone seems to be stuck in a particular day in 1994. They wear outdated clothing, avoid modern technology, and perhaps most mystifying, watch the O.J. Simpson car chase every evening. What? Oh my gosh. What in this world? Okay, I'm putting this in the maybes. This is going to the top of the maybes, but it's a maybe. Look, this one is an absolute no. I am not reading this book. She is licking an eyeball. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nope. No. It looks too disgusting on the cover for me to even think that I can read this book. No. Night's Edge. This one is a killer. Okay. Liz Caron's Night Edge is a sun-drenched novel about the darkest secrets we hide and how monstrous we can be to the ones we love most. That's going to be a pass for me as well. Everything the darkness eats. An insidious darkness threatens to devastate a rural New England village. I can't say that word. I'm sorry. It's dumb. Just say small. Don't make me say rural again. Okay. Thank you for coming. When occult forces are conjured and when bigotry is left unrestrained. After a string of disappearances in a small Connecticut town, a grieving widower with a grim secret is drawn into a dangerous ritual of dark magic by a powerful and mysterious older gentleman named Hart Crowley. Meanwhile, a member of the local law enforcement tasked with uncovering the culprit responsible for the bizarre disappearances soon begins to learn of a current of unbridled hatred simmering beneath the guise of the town's idyllic community. A hatred that will eventually burst and forever change the lives of those who found peace in the quiet town of Henley's Edge. Wow. Okay. Well, things have gotten worse since we last spoke. Terrified me. And terrified me in a way of like, I don't want to ever think about those ridiculous things and all of that stuff. So I'm going to say no. I need more people to read this Eric LaRocca book and tell me that they like it. And then I'll try. At the end of every day, in this haunting debut novel, a loyal employee at a collapsing theme park questions the recent death of a celebrity visitor, the arrival of strange new guests, her boyfriend's erratic behavior, and ultimately her own sanity. I'm gonna also pass on this one. theme park, maybe going insane, which leads me to kind of think that maybe she's going to be an unreliable narrator, which I'm not wild about those. Okay, Camp Damascus, a searing and earnest horror debut about the demons the queer community faces in America, the price of keeping secrets, and finding the courage to burn it all down. Okay, first of all, I had to look at this cover multiple times before I realized that was a mouth and not a mountain. I mean, it's a nose and then a mouth. I thought it was a mountain. It says they'll scare you straight to hell. Welcome to Neverton, Montana, home to a God-fearing community with a heart of gold. It is about a gay conversion camp, and so I'm not going to read it. I am not. There are so many things in my past that are all tied up with some of this stuff. Not a camp, not a conversion camp, but just in general that I'm gonna pass. I feel like I won't be able to be good with that. Okay, the handyman method. This looks disgustingly disturbing on the cover, but I love how they have that house sinking down like that. Very cool. A chilling domestic story of terror. Listen, I do not like domestic terror. When a young family moves into an unfinished development community, cracks begin to emerge in both their new residence and their lives. I already know this is going to be a no for me. I can't do the domestic terror things. I don't know why. Burn the negative. Oh my gosh, do y'all remember negatives? That was back when we had to actually print pictures. I found a bunch of them when I was cleaning up some stuff to get ready to move. Anyway. In this incendiary mashup of horror and suspense, a notorious slasher film is remade, and the curse that haunted it is reawakened. This is probably going to be a yes from me. Arriving in LA to visit the set of a new streaming horror series, journalist Laura Warren witnesses a man jumping from a bridge, landing right behind her car. Laura played a little girl in the movie when it came out, and now they're remaking it, and she's back. Wow. I think this is going to be awesome. Yes. The Militia House. Stephen King meets Tim O'Brien in John Miles's The Militia House, a spine-tingling and boldly original gothic horror novel. Whew, that was a mouthful as well. Stephen King, I of course know and have read. Tim O'Brien, I do not know who that is, so I don't know. It's 2010, and the recently promoted Corporal Loyet and his unit are finishing up their deployment at a new base in Kajaki, Afghanistan. Their duties here are straightforward, loading and unloading cargo into and out of helicopters. Their days are a mix of boredom and dread. All right, so meticulously plotted and viscerally immediate in its telling, it is a gripping and brilliant exploration of the unceasing horrors of war that's no more easily shaken than the Militia House itself. I'm going to pass on this. My husband is in the American military, and I just don't know that I want to read about any of that stuff, so I'm going to pass. Finally, Delicate Condition. I like the cover because I like how that green pops. And I like the flower, but, it's not wonderful. It's not like I'm going, oh my gosh, look at the cover, but, I also don't like the first line. Anna Alcott is desperate to be pregnant. Okay. The Push, which I've not read, meets The Silent Patient, also not read, in a gripping thriller that follows a woman convinced a sinister figure is going to great lengths to make sure her pregnancy never happens, while the men in her life refuse to believe a word she says. Oh, that's all a bunch of things that I do not. She's going through an IVF journey, it looks like. No. I'm going to pass. I have had way too many fertility issues in my own life to read about a horror story about them. That's just called my life. So I can't believe this. I have four yeses, 4 definite yeses, and 3 maybes. So I have found 7 books to read. It's going to be amazing. I will see you in August to talk about all of these. Let me know if you are reading any of these, if you are reading any of the ones that I said no to, because I really want to know about a couple of them. If you like them, then maybe I'll read them. If any of my maybes are Dead 11, Vampires of El Norte, and The Beasts You Are. If any of those jump out at you and you're like, hey, you really need to make that a yes instead of a maybe, I would like to know about it down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this whole Goodreads series. Like, is this just the dumbest thing that I have decided to do that's going to cost me millions of dollars by the time I buy all of these books? Hopefully, my library is going to get not advanced copies, but is going to get copies as soon as they come out. I may need to go and put a bunch of these on hold. So I guess I know what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days, putting a bunch of books on hold. Let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, I'll see you in August. We'll talk about some horror. Thanks for watching. Bye.